Hi, everyone, and welcome. We're excited that you're here. I'm Steve Frazier. I'm a business development executive at Horizon Industries, where we help federal agencies and enterprises unlock the power of low-code platforms, specifically Appian, to drive real-world outcomes. We recently attended Appian World last month in Denver, and today we're going to share what we saw, what we learned, and how we're turning insight into action here at Horizon. And if you're new to Horizon, we're a small business digital modernization partner that's focused on solutions in AI, low code automation, and data analytics. We've been an Appian partner for 15 years or so, and you can learn more about Horizon at hil.us. Before we jump into Appian World, we'll introduce ourselves. And like I said, I'm Steve Frazier. I've been at Horizon for about 4.5 years, and my role is business development, specifically for our Appian practice. And I will turn it over to Mr. Ben Bassett for an introduction.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. So I'm Ben Bassett. I've been working with Horizon now for 3 years. Been in the Appian space for 10 plus years. Kind of got my footing into the government acquisition side. And currently, I am the director over our DoD portfolio when it comes to Appian. Well, it's nice to see everyone.
Thank you, Ben. So we've attended Appian World at a number of locations, Florida, San Diego, DC, and this year was in your neck of the woods. So short commute for you.
Shortish, you could say.
Yeah, shortest, but it was a beautiful venue at the Gaylord Rockies Resort and Convention Center and a beautiful view of the mountains. My first time in Colorado, so really enjoyed the view and the whole Appian World event. So let's get into, what we learned, what we saw, who we met at Appian World. I'll start off by saying it was a great Appian World, as it always is. They put on a good show, a number of attendees from across the globe, and that's what stood out to me is the reach that Appian has, not only in the U.S. but across the globe. I met folks from Germany, Mexico, Spain, and just really cool to hear the stories and how they're, what they're looking to use Appian, how they're looking to use Appian. Some were new customers, some were, long-term customers. But for me, that was pretty cool to see. And then another key takeaway for me is I would say the theme of Appian World was AI, 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 how Appian is embedding AI into all aspects of the Appian platform, through embedded large language models, AI pilot, AI agents, AI integrations, all powered by private AI architecture. What were some of the key takeaways that you took away from Appian World, Ben?
No, definitely kind of jump on the same boat. It was AI, AI, AI. And I think that's the one of the big keywords that everyone in any technology space is using right now is that AI. The big thing that kind of I thought was different though with this kind of AI announcement from Appian World from other things that we've seen is it's not just, hey, cool, look, here's AI. This is what AI might be able to do or can do in certain little, you know, points here and there in an application. But no, this was really more we've matured Appian. When I say Appian has matured. We've really kind of developed our own internal Appian AI architecture, and now this is what we can do with it. This is how you go about actually implementing it into your day-to-day activities. We've simplified that, and here are some examples. So I think it was more kind of bringing AI from this cool idea down to the real world, and this is now let's implement it. Let's get it used by everyone.
Right, exactly. That's a key point. I would say another common theme that I heard is um, the best way to use AI is to put it inside of your business processes. And, Appian is the process company. That's what they call themselves, and that's what they are. They help automate business processes. And I think that made sense and give me a better understanding of how to best use AI. And as you mentioned, everyone's promoting AI, but you have to utilize it properly in order to make it effective and useful. And it's not just using AI, you also have people involved. AI is not, at least at this moment, taking away jobs and people's responsibilities, but it's kind of like an augmentation to the business process. Um,
Yeah. I think that was a great point as well, is it's AI is not this big, great, package that is going to take over everything. It's, AI can be used for the simple tasks as well. And I think that's kind of where Appian was pushing with this Appian world is let's look at a very simplified workflow that you're doing in your business and how can AI be used for some simple tasks, gathering some information and making it available in an interface or reaching out to, email, certain people or something. So you look at your overall workflow and really kind of, help to figure out where you can drop AI. Um, and I know one of the big key points in they kind of came out with was this new AI, um, be an AI skilled designer. And it was a really cool way anyone that has had Appian experience that has dealt with doing development before can really jump into AI without having to be a you know deep into the business of being an AI engineer. As long as you
Mhm.
understand Appian knowledge and how to write Appian development, the AI Copilot's a cool way to be able to now, develop some of those AI processes, AI robots, with just giving quick, simple prompts, some simple rules, and then it'll create it, and then you can debug and kind of continue to tweak it as you move forward.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. It was impressive to see how they're utilizing AI to enhance Appian's capabilities, and it's certainly going to make a major impact in the world, really, government and commercial sector. Um, I would say there was a lot of sessions. Some were focused on commercial, finance, healthcare, government acquisitions. I would say one of the sessions that stood out to me the most was, and just emphasizes the reach and impact that Appian has. There was an organization that was on stage during one of the days, I believe it was Tuesday, and they're called Acclaim Autism. And we all know folks who have, children or siblings with autism, and they're always wonderful people, but they do need services and developmental support in some fashion or another. And this organization, they help kids make real progress to develop skill and behavior that, they're going to need to succeed throughout their lives. And Acclaim provides one-on-one behavioral therapy to kids and family impacted, by autism. And so they provide services, and accessing those services can be challenging through insurance delays, excess paper, just a complex process. And the gentleman was saying sometimes it takes weeks or months to get through the intake process and get these children onboarded to be able to, receive these services that Acclaim provides. And so Acclaim realized that, they need to do better. And so they reached out to Appian, and Appian is helping them build better tools so behavioral health care providers like Acclaim can get kids services faster and more effectively. So, they're facing large problems, but they're able to make an impact with just a small team. I believe the gentleman said that they only have two developers, and a couple of hybrid workers, and that work alongside the administrative team and intake managers, HR, and they're able to build solutions in real time. So even with just two people, they're able to make a big impact. Um, so they decided they're going to bring the whole process into to bring everything together in one place. So that includes intake data, clinical assignments, insurance status, all connected in one place, and it improves usability across all of their teams and gives better visibility to families. And it's made a huge difference already. They've already been able to onboard these folks in a brief amount of time and get them the services that they've provided. And some of the main points that they've done and processes improved. They've automated the intake process, centralized their data. They've used AI for document handling. They built a HIPAA compliant AI, intelligent document processing, extraction of autism clinical documents on the Appian platform. They've automated manual processes. So all of this has led to a 83% faster intake time, which is excellent. I mean, that's getting the children and people access to services that that they need from 6 months down to a couple of weeks is a huge difference. So stories like that to me were heartwarming to hear and just cool to see the reach that Appian has. Um, any other sessions that stood out to you, Ben?
Yeah, and I think that really kind of touches on Appian's reach.
Right.
Appian, you have to look at Appian as, like you said, the workflow, the business processes.
Hmm.
It can do anything from that to, over onto the government side, and that's kind of where I uh, always kind of lean towards, being kind of looking over our DoD side. One of the main features, or um, one of the main meetings I went to was on ProcureSight. So I'm
Hmm.
not sure how familiar everyone is with ProcureSight, but the government acquisition life cycle, and what the government has to do to be able to find things from purchasing toilet paper to leases to building new bases in Iraq. They have to go through a whole acquisition process, and part of that process is from the very beginning doing your research, your due diligence to see kind of what information is out there, who in the government's kind of gone through that before, and um, what's currently out there is not user friendly whatsoever. I'm not sure if I know Steve, you've spent a lot of time on USA spending and SAM.gov, but they're not the easiest sites to use. And in Appian, they have their fingers in the acquisition side of things with their government acquisition management solutions, or GAMS. But one of the things they did is they took their knowledge of the acquisition lifecycle, and they built ProcureSight. And ProcureSight is an external website. It's currently free to anyone that has a government email address. But what it does is it lets you go on, and it uses AI to actually search a lot of the procurements that are out there within USA Spending and SAM.gov. It gives you the information. You can use AI to kind of go ask questions against the documents within those procurements. Um, it allows you to save those procurements and generate documents to help you start your own. So if I go on and look, like I said, for toilet paper, I need to purchase toilet paper. I can search and see who else has done that, what they've put together, what their packages was, and be able to start building my own. But the big news that kind of came out of Appian World 2025 with ProcureSight is now the commercial side of thing. So before, ProcureSight was really just used to search USA spending and SAM.gov and some of these other things. But with the commercial version now of ProcureSight, a lot of the DoD or even government entities can now bring it into their own data set. So they can use the data fabric that Appian has, bring it into their own data set. And now they're not only doing searches against what's external and public, but they now can do searches and start building procurements based off their own data that they have in house, which could be sensitive or classified. But it now kind of opens that up and really kind of gives end users the ability to kind of help kick off the acquisition process, since it's so long and lengthy and difficult. So loved kind of hearing about PureSight, the changes that are coming. I know that team personally, so I'm excited to kind of see what they continue to do. But yeah, that was one of my big key takeaways from Appian World 25.
Yeah, good point. And those enhancements to ProcureSight and ProcureSight itself really helps contracting shops, acquisition shops, and the government, improve their procurement and acquisition process, simplifies it, gives them a good starting point, and like you said, able to look at previous requirements that they've issued from their organization. And I think it's going to be extremely beneficial to the contracting community, and also industry as well. So
Yeah,
that's exciting news. I attended that session as well, and it was really they always do a great job in those GAM sessions. Ben Allen and his team, they're doing
yeah,
great work over there.
definitely. I
Um,
know we've kind of touched on AI a little bit, but
mhm.
I know there were a couple other kind of AI things that were mentioned, and I know Steve, you kept talking about some of the cool AI features. I think it was AI. Oh, what was the name of it?
Appian Composer.
Copilot. I think it was AI Copilot.
Appian Composer
Oh,
is
Appian
one.
Composer. Sorry,
Yeah, yeah,
Appian Composer.
absolutely. So, right, as we discussed, AI is giving, all of us new ways to rapidly build solutions, applications. Appian Composer believe it's currently in beta version.
Yeah,
And it's a new way to design applications using natural language. Uses advanced AI features to gather your intent into application requirements, personas, and I believe it also creates a data model, which is extremely helpful. But yes, as you mentioned, AI Copilot, it uses AI Copilot, and users can further refine the application in real time. So essentially, it helps you start building a shell of an application and more rapidly and more efficiently. Um, and and like we mentioned before, AI won't solve everything, but if you include it in
yeah.
your process workflow, or and input AI to just will speed up your workflows. And so yeah, that was a great feature. I believe they'll continue to enhance Appian Composer, but it was great to learn more about it, and I'm sure Appian will have some releases on their website and LinkedIn in the coming weeks, days, and months. Um, so yeah, that was an exciting session as well. Yeah, just as a general theme, it was just customers going on stage or having these side sessions talking about how they're utilizing Appian and how it's improved their efficiency and their process, reducing their costs, and just overall improving their business and their customers as well. So um, that was.
Yeah.
It was a great overall Appian World, and already looking forward to Appian World 2026 in Orlando, I believe.
I think we're going back to Orlando, but yeah,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this Appian World because they made it a little bit different. Um,
Hmm.
as I'm sure a lot of people know with Appian, they do quarterly releases. So, they just, I think, released 25.2, one of their big quarterly releases. And normally Appian World is around that. This is what's coming in
Hmm.
this release. This is, um, cool new features and things like that. But this year I felt it wasn't really specific on, this release coming up, but Appian overall in general, some of the new features that are coming, what's being worked on, what the roadmap looks like, assisting people. Appian always has their the ability to kind of talk to experts, at Appian World. If you come in with a business problem that you need help with a solution, they always have their Appian experts there on file.
Hmm.
It's always great to meet with different partners. That's always fun. I know we had a couple people there. It's always you got to get that swag, but also
Yep.
just to be able to walk around and talk to a lot of the Appian partners that are there and
Yeah.
kind of do the meet and greet and see all these new cool things that people are doing. Because I think that's something too is you don't really realize what Appian can actually do. And so seeing some of these new things that everyone's coming out with and how they're using Appian just so creatively to kind of, assist with solutions. It's great to always go to Appian World.
No, absolutely. It's always great to see how other companies and agencies are using Appian. And like you said, it's, every month or so, you hear of a new solution that's being built, solving a new problem, in the government or commercial space. And right nowadays, the government's looking to improve efficiency and automate processes and minimize their spending. And I think Appian is the perfect tool for that. And they've shown time and time again for 2 decades plus that they're the right tool to improve efficiency and reduce costs. So it's great to hear. And like you said, it's always good running into folks from Appian leadership, account executives, solutions consultants, and they're always wonderful to see and catch up with. and as well as the other Appian partners as well.
Yeah,
Um,
so we're
did you
actually
want
doing
to
we're kind of bringing
go
in
ahead?
some of that AI work into stuff we're doing now. One of the
Mm-hmm.
projects I'm currently overseeing is on at GSA. We're building out the leasing application, assisting with that leasing application called GREX over there. And one of the big things is Appian with their AI architecture. It's their own in-house architecture. They're not going external anymore, making you buy subscription to Microsoft or AWS or whatever it may be that to use AI software. They're now all internal. It's their internal architecture. And that's really big when it comes to the government efficiency that's being pushed through because we can now bring that AI architecture, which is secured, into the government space. So we are currently looking at moving an on-prem installation at GSA into the Appian cloud, which will then give us the ability to start using a lot of these AI features that they're coming out using the new AI architecture. So I'm really excited for some of the stuff. We have a long list of requirements, or well, let's call it a wish list from our product owners about things they want to do. We're kind of starting to do demos and things for them, but definitely really excited with some of the AI stuff and how it's going to assist in our current projects we're working on also.
Right. No, absolutely. That's great points. And another exciting project we're working on right now, and we don't have AI at this point, but we're looking into it in the future. Is at the Army, we're the primary Appian developer, Appian development partner for the Foreign Military Sales Army Case Execution System, which we're excited to be part of that team. So we're supporting FMS operations through continuous system modernization and process optimization using Appian. Um, our team has delivered major improvements across key areas, including, I believe, requisition tracking, funding reviews, transaction management, and overall enhancing the data exchange with systems like DIFS and GFEBs. And so we're making a major impact in Army's FMS process, and they're pretty excited about the improvements that we've made to the system. So looking
One,
forward to what's to come there.
yeah,
Um,
to add
but
on to that though,
that's an
Steve.
exciting project.
Yeah, to
Hmm.
add on to that though, one of our big wins there with that Army project is coming up here at the end of the fiscal year, or I should the end of the actual calendar year. Appian is moving over to an Appian Kubernetes kind of base platform. That'll kind of come out of the box with their cloud stuff, but it's definitely something for everyone that's using an on-prem installation to kind of be aware of that they're going to stop supporting the normal Appian AWS and they're going to move over to Kubernetes. Um, at
Wow.
the Army project, we were one of the first groups to kind of work with Appian to get the Appian Kubernetes platform up and running in an IL5 environment. That's kind of
Wow.
secure environment, and it was really cool to kind of get that up and running. And now they're kind of future proof going forward. It was definitely a struggle, but have to kind of give that out, give that our team a big kind of high five win there that they could get that Kubernetes up and running. So
Yeah, that's very exciting. No, that's good to hear. And we're making impact alongside Appian, so we're excited to be improving government systems and processes right now.
yeah,
Um, we've got 5 minutes left. Just seeing if we had any questions coming through. If anyone from the audience had any questions, we'd be happy to answer anything. If not, then I'll just ask you a question,
sure.
Ben. So if a company is interested, or let me phrase it this way, what's one thing companies should do right now to prepare for AI and Appian? Whether it be identifying a potential use case or a challenge that they might want to solve.
Yeah, I think that was one of the big key takeaways from Appian World is don't
Hmm.
look at AI to solve everything within your business.
Right.
Start to kind of look into the details. Find a process model, a business process that you're currently doing.
Hmm.
Kind of map that out. Actually build out a workflow, see what it looks like, and find the small kind of areas where you think that an AI architecture could actually assist to help bring additional support to your end users that are using an application. I think that's the best thing you can do to at least kind of find ways and find areas to bring AI into your current business processes.
Right.
Um, yeah, I think that would be probably one of the
Yeah.
best things to do.
Yeah, I would add on to that. Just in general, for Appian use cases, if an organization or an office has manual processes that they've been using for years or decades, I mean that's a prime example of how Appian can automate that process, improve efficiency. We've seen so many cases over the years where an agency or an office or department is using an old paper-based or paper-based process and or SharePoint, and it just takes forever to get a process completed. And so Appian is a great
Yeah.
use case or a great solution to that problem. And that's at a high level, a great example of how
So the
a
follow-on
company.
question, the follow-on question for you, Steve. So if
Mhm.
I am a business that's kind of looked into AI, looked into Appian, kind of dug into it, what's the best way for a business to kind of get into Appian? How do they get started? Where should they get started when it comes to Appian and maybe start to leverage some of this?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say it's Appian is flexible. If you're interested in Appian or an Appian solution, you can reach out to Horizon, BD at HIL.us. Reach out to Ben or I. Happy to have a conversation. We could introduce you to some of the Appian folks, um, and get you the answers that you need. Looking forward to talking to you. We could show you demos, um, solutions that are tailored to your use case. But feel free to reach out anytime. Did you
Yeah,
have anything to add there, Ben?
nothing else to add there, Steve. I think that was great. But I think it was overall it was a great Appian world. I think always gain a lot of information, a lot of knowledge. Really excited for the
Mhm.
future of for Appian and things to come.
Yeah, absolutely. It was great seeing you in person, and
Yeah,
yeah, I appreciate everyone in joining today. But to quickly wrap up, to quickly wrap up, at Appian World, it showed us that low code isn't just about speed anymore. It's about intelligence and impact. And us at Horizon, we're here to help you to take you to the next step, improve your business processes, improve your efficiency, and save you money in the long term. Whether you're just starting out or trying to scale up your low code strategy or improve your business processes. But feel free to connect with us on LinkedIn. Check out our website at hil.us or email us at bd@hill.us, and we can provide you a copy of this recording, and happy to meet or answer any questions you have. So thank you all for joining. Any last
yes, thank
comments,
you.
Ben?
Nothing else from me. Thank you, Steve. It was great chatting with you.
Good chatting with you as well, Ben. Always a
All right,
pleasure.
thanks everyone.
All right, thanks all.